Okay, we're going to talk about a topic that is out there a lot. Infidelity, cheaters. This is big, especially right now. A lot of podcasts. I'm sure everybody saw it. Everyone watches Vanderpump, the Scandal, I guess that's what they call it. I wanted to touch a topic about that because Ariana's getting a lot of publicity, but I wanted to talk to my husband about it because he does this on a daily basis about cheaters. There's a lot of signs, a lot of people say, "Oh, how did you not know?" And when somebody calls him, they start talking to him. So I just want to touch base because a lot of people say they didn't know the signs. Like, what are the signs when, someone they think that somebody is cheating?
I'm not really a Vanderpump Rules show fan, but my wife was watching it, so I was sitting down watching it with her a little bit. And as soon as they got to that particular season, the scene, post the actual revelation of the infidelity between Sandoval and the other girl there was already signs. I could already see signs. Just the way he was acting toward her when they were out in groups, you could tell that he was favoring her. He was, babying her on things. It was a little odd, especially when he was right in front of his girlfriend the entire time. It was ridiculous. It was a red flag right off the bat. Maybe because I catch that all the time, but when it came out, man, did it come out?
Well, as a woman, a lot of times, when I met you too, I asked, and one of the things you said was, "How did you not know?" Like, people go out, back when we started dating, there's not as much technology, but today there is. But one of the things you said, the compliments. I mean, when you're all friends and you have a group of friends, you do compliment each other. You're like, "Oh, she looks pretty," or "She looks nice."
Nope.
You know.
Nope. If you're a guy and you're with your girl, you are not giving any compliments to other girls. If you are, there might be a little bit of an issue there. It may not be cheating, but it's definitely not a normal activity. I mean, if you're on your own out clubbing, you're doing whatever, and then you're complimenting people. I mean, who knows? But when you're in a group of friends like that, and you're just blatantly spending your time complimenting this one particular girl in the group who you already know is a little shady, you got to be careful.
But what do you mean by compliment? How she looks, or just giving her like, because she was, I don't know, a lot. One of the things I know you discussed too is when people cheat. For instance, men cheat different than women. It's emotional. We're very emotional. So, I mean, a compliment would be like, "Oh, you're pretty. You look nice," and maybe that's what the young lady is lacking, or like in her relationship. He was in a long-term relationship. This happens a lot, obviously, because you do it.
Yes.
But I'm just asking because it is just strange how this has become a big, big, big thing. A lot of women are angry, very angry.
It is a big thing, only because it's on television and it's a soap opera. Everybody got involved in these people's lives, and then when something went sideways like this, boom, pick a teen. Was it hashtag, what's her name?
Ariana.
Ariana. Hashtag Ariana or hashtag Sandoval, which I don't think anybody's following because he got the dirty end of that shaft. But
Well,
yeah,
he
men.
did the dirty deed, so yeah, he should. It's usually the woman that gets a lot of heat for it. I'm sorry, I disagree with that. I mean, I'm sorry, Tom. Like, he deserves everything he gets right now, and I have definitely have been. As soon as I found out that he did cheat, that's just disgusting.
Yes, I agree. But that's a dirty group of people on that show. There's not one person, I think, on there that didn't cheat on somebody at some point during the show. Anybody?
Actually, probably two people I think that didn't.
Out of
but
what, 10? I mean, they're all just basically just
Yeah.
sharing each other. So don't be surprised when, and this is big in my industry, don't be surprised when you met somebody who was married or dating someone else and you were the one who was cheating with them in their relationship. Then you get them, and then when they do it to you, you're in total shock. Like, "Oh my God, I can't believe it cheated on me. I can't believe it." Well, how did you meet him? Well, he was cheating on his ex when I met him with me. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, come on, be smarter than that.
that is something that does question a lot when you do that, and the person is with that person they cheated with, and then they question it. The trust. I mean, the trust is broken. So how do they not think that person is not going to cheat on them? That's my whole question. Like, I don't know. For me, it's like once a cheater, always a cheater kind of thing.
It
like,
is the standard rule, for sure.
I mean, that's what I've known, but maybe someone can change. I don't know about that, but
No. No. I've been doing this 30 years. Nobody
yes.
changes.
I mean, you have that hope. I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of women have that hope, and men, like, "Oh my
No.
gosh, they won't do it to me."
Not going to happen.
But, I don't know because, again, I don't do your job, but I've, seen it, whether it's young or old, it happens. And like I said, this scandal was so big, I think, because it was live and it happened in front of so many people that, it's out there. Usually a lot of these things happen privately. We've had
Right.
friends and significant others that they've had issues themselves, and it's very hard. I mean, even going through therapy and forgiving and doing all these things, I think the trust and the betrayal is the biggest part of it, and then finding out the details. I mean, they hire you to find out the nitty gritty. They hire you to get video, and you have to be calm about it. These people actually, it was like there, the signs and everything. And I can't even imagine when you just like unravel all this evidence, video, because now, pictures was back then and video.
No,
But
it was video back then too.
yeah, yeah.
I'm not that old.
But I mean, like, it's just now, it's everything's live, everything is streaming. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
social media has blown up. I mean, there's more cheaters today because of Facebook, and maybe now obviously Instagram and everything else, but mostly Facebook was when it first came out, it was a big source of reconnecting with people in the past, well, high school friends or ex-girlfriends or ex-boyfriends or whatever it was. And for a while there, it was my primary reason for finding out people got together and they were cheating. It was always somebody that they ran into or looked up on Facebook because everybody was searching for everybody they've ever known in the past. And when they found them, they clicked and they started communicating, and one thing led to another, and boom. But with regards to the once a cheater, always a cheater, now, like I said, long time I've been doing this, and I catch a lot of clients. I have a lot of clients that I catch their spouses cheating, who have actually, like I said, started their relationship with the cheater now, the same way. So when I interview clients, usually when I'm talking to them, and they're like, "I think my husband is cheating," for example, and I say, "Oh, okay. Well, what do you think? What are the signs? What are you seeing? What are you feeling? And they go through the whole thing with me, and then one of my other questions is, "Well, how did you two meet?" My God, so many times they say, "Oh, well." Me and him were together when he was married, but he told me he was leaving his wife, and then they get together, and then 5 years goes by, 10 years goes by. Doesn't mean that they weren't cheating in the meantime, but they always end up eventually cheating again, And then they come to me and say, "Oh, I can't believe he's doing." I said, "You sure you want to hire me, or you just want to assume he's probably doing it again?" So
Yeah, but what are the signs? Because there are so many different signs. Like, I know in particular, like, we were talking earlier today, we didn't record it, but one of them is cell phones. Cell phones in regards to password. Like, you have my password, you can get in my phone, I can get in your phone in case of emergency. Like, we
Sure.
all know our passcodes and things like that. Um, and so, what are the signs? Because, like you said, you saw during the show many signs. I saw one of them where she was getting a necklace that had a lightning bolt. I'm like, oh, no, no, no. No, no, no,
Yeah.
no, no. I'm like, that right
Yep.
there. And you're like, oh, it's a big deal. It is a big deal. I mean, I'm not going to get the same watch or the same something that a guy is wearing that it's a friend of mine, and that's cool. Like, I think that to me was like, whoa, something's going on here. And then they also gave her a pricey gift and things like that. So, what are the signs? Because it's different in every scenario, I would say, in your situation.
Of course.
When somebody calls you and somebody says, "Hey, I think my husband's cheating," and they start talking, what is it? Like, what? I mean, not coming home, being secretive. Like, what are the signs? Because a lot of people, I think, it can be like, well, that's normal for them. They're always on the phone, or they're home away from work, or they go to the gym a lot. So you could say the same thing to me. I'm at the gym for 2 hours.
No, it's different though. So, okay, that's the gym aspect. Yeah, usually, not usually, occasionally, when let's say again, we'll use a husband. Husband is cheating on his wife. The beginning signs a lot of times are they go back to the gym. Yes, but not only that, they're getting themselves in shape because they're putting themselves on the open market. But not only that, they start to pick up a new wardrobe. They start, they're buying new shirts and new clothes, and there's things that they wouldn't normally do. They're just all of a sudden concerned about their appearance when they never were before. That is a sign, because nobody's just going to all of a sudden say, "Oh, I've been married 30 years. I think now I'm going to start taking care of myself." It doesn't work that way. Cell phone wise, yeah. Biggest thing is when clients say, "Well, why do you suspect?" And they say, "Well, I can't get into my husband's cell phone, or he won't give me his password, or anything to do with that. It's locked down." Now, people are people. I mean, you decide whatever you want to do, but us, we have open access to the phones. I believe most people probably should do that. If they're married, dating, you do what you got to do. But if you're committed to a relationship and there's any suspect at all, I think that you should have access to each other's phones, even just for emergency purposes, not even so much for catching or checking for cheating and text messages and all that. But hiding the phone is definitely the biggest one. Definitely the going to the gym and all of a sudden everybody's got a new wardrobe and they're taking care of themselves and things are completely different. And then a lot of times too, work. They have to have lunch breaks or they come home late. The spouse who's being cheated on has a very hard time now all of a sudden getting in touch with them. If they're calling their husband during his lunch break and he doesn't answer when he used to, well, why isn't he answering anymore? All of a sudden he doesn't answer during lunch anymore. Who's he having lunch with? What's going on over there? After work, he usually gets out at 5, home by 5:30. Now all of a sudden he's got some excuse to get home by 8 or 9. That's not good. I mean, it's just anything that breaks the ordinary pattern of somebody is suspect. Doesn't mean cheating, but it's suspect and it's worth looking into.
All right. Well, I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Because when we met,
Mm-hmm.
you're okay with women being friends with men,
Mm-hmm.
especially if they've dated.
I'm still okay with men and women being friends. I don't have a problem with that. But I mean,
Well,
if
they
it's
were friends, and
if
look
you're
at
s-
what it turned into.
if you're special friends, there's a big
Well,
difference.
no. If you date, I disagree. If you were dating them and now you're BFFs and you guys dated, that's just awkward to me. I'm sorry. After it's done, it's done. It's a wrap. That's it. Like, we broke up.
Well,
We're good.
yeah,
I mean,
there's a
we don't
difference.
need to, like, go there. But when we met, and yeah, you saw what happened because she was still in love with you.
Well, yeah,
And she still had feelings for you. And you were so like, no, we can be friends. Absolutely not a problem. But I don't believe in that. Like, as adults and you're married, you have a group of friends and stuff. But there's also a line too, as well, in regards to like flirting and touching and being close to that person, I would say. But I don't believe in that. Like, honestly, like I can have guy friends, but does it cross that line? It becomes more than that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They're not special friends. I mean, you're at the gym
What's
all the
special
time. You have
friends?
friends that
What's
guys.
special friends?
Special friends is you're crossing a line. That's what I'm saying. It's different. Like you go to the gym and you're talking to different guys on treadmills. You're talking about real estate. You're talking about everything. That's not that big a deal.
That's business. That's different.
Yeah, but
that's business. Though that's not flirtation. There's not.
Yeah, sure. See, there's always
Yeah,
an
I know.
excuse for everything.
No.
Business.
No. But if you dated the person, why are you friends
That's
with them?
different.
It's
I'm not
done.
saying that.
It's
I'm
done.
saying
Like, that's
men
it.
and women can be friends with somebody that you haven't dated in the past. Obviously, that doesn't work out when you were obviously together in the past. It's not really friends anymore. It's just exes that are acquaintances, whatever it is. That's got problems because you're already too familiar with the territory. Easy to fall back into that habit, that pattern. But I'm saying, like,
Where was that when we dated? We talked about that.
well, I'm a guy. You give it a shot. You know what I'm saying? But it never works out. So
Okay, so all right, so that's the cheaters, and you gave me some of the signs.
there's a million.
So
but
yeah,
some.
there is. There's a lot of signs. I can only imagine. So what is the percentage? I think you get asked that a lot.
I do.
In regards to who cheat more, men or women.
Okay. So, like I said, been doing this a while. When I first started, if I had to put, and these aren't research statistics or anything, but in my opinion, I would say it was 75% men I was following versus 25% women. Now, today, after all this, social media and everything else, I believe it's equally 50-50, but women are way better at hiding it than men. Way better.
Why do you say that?
Well, men think with the wrong head. It leads them in directions, and they just stop paying attention. They're like a shark where their eyes go up in their head, and they just follow the bait. Women are different. I find that women are clever. They're emotionally attached. It's not so much physical, so they don't run to try to get, but they'll actually strategize. They'll leave the house at 3 p.m. They'll go to a store, let's say Marshall's or whatever department store. They'll buy a couple things real quick, get the receipt for it, then they'll go out for 2 hours and they'll do their dirty deed. And then when they get home, if they're questioned for whatever reason, they say, "What are you talking about? I told you I was going shopping at the store. Here's my receipt." And guys, we're too lazy. We don't check the time on the receipt. We say, "Oh, okay, it's from today. All right, she was shopping. I guess I'm wrong." In the meantime, boom, she just punched you in the mouth and you didn't even feel it.
Okay, all right.
That's it. And that's all.
So I answered some questions
Sure.
in regards to cheating. We will talk about our next episode how we got into this
Oh, yeah.
business.
Well, there's a story for you.
Yeah, and we met. I really didn't think it was a real thing. We'll get into that too as well. So I think, and then we'll get into stories about cheating. Even when we do real estate, we run into that situation ourselves.
I'm sure.
And it's very tough because it happens to be they end, being married, and then we have to sell their house, getting divorced, and we know the family, especially if you have really good relationship with your clients. It's probably one of the toughest things to go through when you're selling a home. If there's infidelity, or there's just a divorce period. So I have been in challenging situations myself with that. And you're always in that situation.
Well, I go out and I catch them, and then I hand over the real estate to you.
Yeah, pretty much. And then you have to deal with the nightmare, putting out the fires, like you say, putting out the fires.
Always, yeah.
But like I said, check us out. We're on TikTok and Instagram, and it is called The Ugly Truth.
The Ugly Truth. Going to be a good time. Going to be a lot of dirty little secrets, and we're going to have a lot of people that hopefully like us, and are going to have a lot of people that hate us.
Yes.
You guys take care. We'll see you next time.
We'll see you next time.
Ciao.